Welcome to Total Packets. You know, I usually try to film from an outdoor location, but it's that time of year where it's really cold outside. But it's my favorite time of year, not just because of the holidays, but because business slows down a little bit and it gives me a chance to explore technologies that I've kind of put on the back burner for a bit. I had a chance to take a look at NSXT. I'm pretty impressed with NSXT. It uses a brand new protocol called the Geneva Protocol. Now, what's cool about this is that it's extensible, which means there are optional fields that can be added for additional features and functions, and those additional options use IANA numbering. So pretty cool. As technology changes, and it changes pretty darn quick, this protocol can change with it. NSXT uses Geneva rather than VXLAN. Now, because of that, you cannot convert from NSXV to NSXT. So there is that kind of downfall. But for organizations who are moving into new directions, such as using the cloud or hybrid cloud, or going into Kubernetes, using containers, for those types of companies, which I hope most companies are, I think it makes sense to take a look at NSXT. So what I'm going to be doing in a short series is going through some demonstrations of NSXT. I find that most of my customers, when doing a demo, they don't want this long, in-depth demo. What my customers really are looking for is just a short, quick demonstration of some of the more common features. In this short demo, I'm going to go through how to create a virtual distributed switch, how to create a host, and attach an application to that host. I think you'll find the user interface is very friendly. Feel free to shoot me any questions at rita@totalpackets.com or SDN_girl on Twitter. Thanks. The first place you may want to go is the dashboard. The dashboard is a quick overview of your host. These hosts now can be Citrix KVM or vSphere. We can also have bare metal hosts. Edges. Edges are hosts that connect us to what is beyond the VMware NSXT fabric. A transport node is a node that's capable of participating in NSXT overlay. Any node can serve as a transport node. The transport nodes contain NSX virtual distributed switches. Transport zones determine which host can participate in the use of a particular network. We have our management cluster as well as our controller cluster. Drilling down on either of these gives us additional information. We can drill down using any of these tools and views to get further information about our system. I find this interface to be really user-friendly. To add additional nodes, we go to Fabric and then Nodes. Under the nodes, you see we have the options of host, edges, edge clusters, bridges, transport zones. In this instance, we're going to add a host. When we add a host, we'll have to give it its name, its IP address, operating system, and other information. Now let's take a look at the transport zone that already exists, and then we'll add the KVM host as a transport node. To do this, we go down to Fabric and Transport Zones. And if we take a look at the transport zones that already exist, we can see this is an overlay transport zone. Host switch 1 is the name of the VMware distributed switch. So going back to nodes, we can create our transport node, and we'll want to add that. So this is KVM-TN2. For the name, and then we'll be able to choose the host from the drop-down menu. We see the two transport zones that we saw when we looked under transport zones. We are going to select that one we looked at, which is the TZ overlay. and we're going to add that. We configure the NSX virtual distributed switch, the VDS name. We can choose host switch 1 from the dropdown, as well as the uplink profile. We're going to choose the default there. And the IP assignment, we're going to allow it to use that pool of addresses. So this was the TEP KVM pool. Within vSphere, we can now attach the application to that virtual distributed switch. So we locate the application, and we'll edit the settings, and we'll choose Logical Switch App and power on. We can go back in NSX Manager and take a look at that logical switch and see the related ports and that those ports are now up. And we'll save the configuration. Look for future episodes on NSXT, including one that features the two-tier routing structure that is brand new with NSXT. So for now, off to play in the snow.
Gonna give you a go.